We're 44Teeth, and we're at RST, and we're doing a, what do they call it?
A 44Teeth Mukbang, a Maccies Mukbang.
A Maccies Mukbang.
Yeah.
So here's the Maccies, and
here's the bang.
So we put out a social media post asking some questions from our followers. So Ham Spam Jam Lamb asks,
I've heard of him before actually.
what's your favourite / most useful bit of kit?
Favourite most useful bit of kit? I mean, well, to be honest, now it's probably that race suit. I've been looking forward to having that made since we designed it that day. I've been desperate to see it. So in terms of favourite, it's probably going to be that.
I was going to say, I mean, I think even before we saw these suits, the 4.1 airbag suit was the most popular thing the most common thing we wear anyway. The most frequent thing we wear, regardless of whether it was road, track, anything. We probably wear them too much. We should sort of venture out and wear other things a bit more. But yeah, as a whole, the V4.1 suit.
Simon asks, what would you have if you could only have one bike for the rest of your life?
It's been the same for a couple of years now. It's going to have to be a Super Duke R. 1290 Super Duke R. I know what you want to say.
Well, it's a bit of a
What a surprise.
boring answer.
Yeah.
But it's a Piaggio Ape. No, it's not. It's a BMW R1250 GS Adventure. Just because I find it the most versatile. It's a really enabling bike. I find it really fun to ride. Don't be intimidated by how big they are. They're super fun, really characterful, and it allows me to go places in comfort and joy. Comfort and joy. Tidings of comfort and joy.
Daniel asks, what is the best endurance in the UK you have competed in?
I mean, the 24-hour race I did the first ever 24-hour endurance race in the UK, and that was, I mean, it was only on 125, but that was the sense of achievement at the end, everything about the event. It was utterly bonkers and probably should never have run, but it was brilliant. So yeah, I think that's right up there.
I've never ridden in one, so I wasn't invited. Too quick.
Joe asks, will we see a naked showdown this year?
Yes, in short, yes.
On the bikes, or just us wrestling in jelly?
You know that? What's the stuff you get in pork pies?
Gelatin, is it? Yeah.
Mark asks, what 90s sports bike warms your cockles?
Why do you find that so funny? Cockles.
No, no reason.
Warms my cockles. Well, we're in 90s sports bike season, aren't we, with Budget Bike Battle Bavaria, so it's got to be the YZF 750 at the moment.
I say a Ducati 916.
Oh, I've got one of those.
My dad's got 3.
Gareth asks, which track do you think is the best in the UK?
Brands GP and Thruxton.
Brands GP is a good shout, but I like Alton Park a lot.
Martin asks, if you could do a budget bike battle with a professional motorcycle rider, past or present, who would you both choose and why?
Ooh. I don't know why, but evil's going into my mind. Just because it'd be hilarious. Can we say just beep it?
Yeah.
Did Evil Knievel race bike?
No, he didn't.
He just jumped over buses.
He just jumped over buses. Yeah. I'm going to go Wayne Gardner. In fact, anyone from that era, late 80s, early 90s, when it was all about what happened off track and not just on track. But Wayne Gardner, yeah.
Gerard asks, how much hairspray does Chris go through?
None. I use wax. Or a pomade.
You going to ask me the same question?
Yeah?
None.
So none of us use hairspray?
No.
It just stands up naturally like that.
It is quite erect generally. I mean, yeah. It's got its own little fan club there.
Philip asks, Where do you see our next world-class racers coming from with the decline of club racing in the UK?
Spain.
I don't think we'll ever be short of talented riders in the UK. It's just the money. And the sad fact is Spain and Italy and even France have the sport is more important and more of a priority in those countries. And unfortunately in the UK, sadly, no one cares as much. And there's nowhere near as much money, which is obviously the big thing.
Yeah, I think there's also other countries might experience this as well later, but the UK is all very goody-goody when it comes to environmental, petrol burning, everything's bad, tyres bad, fuel bad. So maybe, I don't know, maybe if the situation changes to, in the next 10 years, to like e-racing or whatever, I'm not saying I want that to happen, don't get all funny.
Ecstasy racing.
Yeah, you bosh a couple of Maccies and off you go.
Yeah.
But no, but in that sort of, we may have an advantage in the next decade or so, who knows?
That's a very left field answer to that.
I think it's quite interesting.
Gary asks, when are you going to do a 2-stroke budget bike battle?
Oh, I'd do one tomorrow if I could, but unfortunately...
I don't mind.
I've been wanting to do a 2-stroke budget bike battle ever since, well, after the first one. So, yeah, 6 years ago.
Let's do one then.
I'm ready.
Okay, and we'll just go over your arse and organise it.
Dan asks, POV, you enter the World Endurance Championship, what bike and who's your teammates?
That's a good question, that. I'd probably go Yamaha and...
The Yacht Boys.
Yeah.
I go Ginters on the cert bike.
I would go Fabio quarter pounder on a Yamaha.
As an endurance racer?
Yeah.
Steve asks, what would be your favourite bike on your favourite road in the whole world?
That's quite spicy, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Having just come back from Jebel Hafeet Mountain Road, I would say Jebel Hafeet Mountain Road on a RSV4.
I recently came back from the Balkans on a bike trip. I was on a big, heavy GS then, which was great, but it's been really nice to be on something a bit more... I would have liked to done something on a bit more classic, maybe not a sports bike on the road. I find it a bit much. So, to be fair, a Super Duke 1290R on some of those Balkan passes would be absolutely legit.
Carl asks, Chris, would you try riding Speedway as Al has already had a go at flat track?
I mean, I'd give it a go, but I'm terrible off tarmac, and Speedway is, I hear it's one of the hardest things to do. Is that right? It's really, really difficult. So I'd give it a go, but I don't think I'd be very good.
It'd be funny to watch, though.
It would be funny to watch, yeah. I wouldn't put anyone else out on the
No.
dog track with me.
Colin asks, whose sweaty helmet smells the worst?
I mean, luckily I have people who clean my helmet, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Posh lad.
I mean, I don't know about helmets. I mean, boots get a little bit... Boots and leathers.
Yeah, I think you generally do smell a bit more animalistic and musky than me.
I disagree with that.
Your suit for the news show stinks, and we just sat down in a studio like this. But helmet, I would say, I often wear a balaclava to protect my hair, so a lot of that stink goes with the balaclavas, which get washed. Who's got a smellier helmet, basically?
Let's do a sniff test.
Okay.
Thanks for watching Maccies
Mukbang.
Thanks for watching Maccies Mukbang, and thank you for your questions. What was your favourite question? I don't know.
I can't remember. Who would you want on the BBB? I think I like that one.
That's a very good one. Although the endurance racer one was also good. They're all good. Thank you. Subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe.
Thanks.